Did you know that one of Zhang Linghe's and Tian's xiwei most talked about romantic scenes almost looked completely different from what audiences eventually saw on screen? The famous bathtub kiss scene that sent fans into a frenzy was not captured perfectly on the first attempt. In fact, according to behind-the-scenes stories, the scene had to be filmed 3 separate times before the director finally felt it delivered the emotional impact needed for the drama. What viewers watched for only a few seconds was actually the result of hours of preparation, multiple retakes, and incredible dedication from the cast and crew. When audiences watch a romantic scene in a drama, they often focus on the chemistry between the characters. They see the emotions, the beautiful cinematography, and the seemingly effortless interaction between the actors. However, what many people do not realize is that creating these moments can be one of the most challenging parts of the entire production process. Every glance, every movement, and every expression must align perfectly with the story the director wants to tell. For Zhang Linghe, the bathtub kiss scene became one of the most memorable moments of the series. Fans immediately began sharing clips online, discussing the chemistry, the emotions, and the visual beauty of the scene. Social media platforms exploded with reactions, and many viewers described it as one of the most romantic sequences in the entire drama. But behind that seemingly flawless moment was a surprisingly difficult filming process. According to production insiders, the first version of the scene looked technically correct, but something was missing. The emotions were present, the camera angles were acceptable, and the dialogue flowed naturally. Yet the director felt the scene lacked the deeper emotional connection needed to truly resonate with audiences. Instead of settling for a version that was merely good, the director made the decision to try again. This meant resetting the entire set, adjusting camera positions, and preparing the actors for another emotionally intense performance. While some productions might have accepted the first take to save time, this team was determined to achieve something special. The second attempt showed improvement. The actors appeared more comfortable with the scene, and the emotional tension between the characters became stronger. Crew members reportedly felt that the second version might be enough. However, the director remained unconvinced. He believed that a crucial emotional detail still had not been fully captured on camera. This decision surprised some people on set. Filming a scene multiple times is not unusual, but romantic scenes can be particularly demanding. They require actors to maintain emotional intensity while also paying attention to technical details such as lighting, camera positioning, timing, and continuity. Even the smallest mistake can affect the final result. Zhang Linghe approached the challenge professionally. Rather than becoming frustrated by the repeated takes, he reportedly focused on understanding the director's vision. He wanted to ensure that every emotion felt authentic and that viewers would truly believe in the relationship between the characters. The production team also played a crucial role. Lighting technicians adjusted equipment to create the desired atmosphere. Camera operators experimented with subtle movements designed to make the scene feel more intimate. Makeup artists ensured continuity between takes, while assistant directors coordinated every aspect of the filming schedule. By the time preparations began for the third attempt, everyone understood how important the scene had become. There was a shared determination to capture something unforgettable. The cast and crew knew that romantic scenes often become defining moments in a drama, and they wanted this one to leave a lasting impression. During the third take, something finally clicked. The emotions felt more natural. The pacing flowed smoothly. The expressions of the actors aligned perfectly with the story's emotional progression. The atmosphere on set reportedly changed as people realized they might finally have the version they had been searching for. When the director reviewed the footage, he immediately noticed the difference. The emotional depth that had been missing from the earlier takes was now clearly visible. Every element seemed to work together harmoniously, creating a scene that felt both beautiful and genuine. This moment highlights an important reality about drama production. What audiences see on screen is often only the final result of a long creative process. Directors frequently push actors beyond their comfort zones, not because earlier performances are bad, but because they believe something even better is possible. For Zhang Linghe, experiences like this have contributed significantly to his reputation as a dedicated actor. Throughout his career, he has demonstrated a willingness to invest time and effort into perfecting his performances. Whether filming emotional scenes, action sequences, or romantic moments, he consistently shows a strong commitment to his craft. Fans have often praised Zhang Linghe for his ability to convey subtle emotions through facial expressions and body language. These skills become especially important during scenes where dialogue is minimal and emotions must be communicated visually. The bathtub kiss scene served as a perfect example of this acting approach. One reason the scene resonated so strongly with audiences was its emotional context within the story. Romantic moments become more meaningful when viewers have already invested in the character's journey. By the time the scene occurred, fans had spent many episodes watching the relationship develop, making the payoff even more satisfying. The director understood this emotional investment and wanted the scene to reflect the significance of the characters' relationship. A simple kiss was not enough. The scene needed to communicate vulnerability, trust, affection, and emotional growth all at the same time. Achieving that level of complexity requires extraordinary attention to detail. Even small changes in timing can dramatically alter the audience's perception of a scene. A pause that lasts half a second longer can create tension. A subtle glance can reveal hidden emotions. A gentle movement can communicate feelings that words cannot express. Behind-the-scenes footage often reveals just how meticulous directors can be when filming romantic sequences. Multiple camera angles may be tested. Different lighting setups may be explored. Actors may be asked to repeat the same action several times while adjusting tiny details with each attempt. This dedication to perfection is one reason why certain scenes become iconic. Viewers may not consciously notice every technical decision, but they can feel the difference when all the elements come together successfully. The emotional impact becomes stronger, and the scene remains memorable long after the episode ends. For many fans, learning that the bathtub kiss scene required 3 takes only increases their appreciation for the final product. It demonstrates the level of effort invested by everyone involved in the production. What appears effortless on screen often requires tremendous work behind the scenes. The story also reveals an important aspect of Zhang Linghe's professionalism. Filming romantic scenes can be awkward and emotionally demanding, especially when repeated multiple times.